Okay. Uh, Welcome everyone. We'll start our lesson. Today lesson will go through LO3 learning outcome 3, determine how barriers to change influence leadership decision. So as you know, my name is Anjum Sattar and my email address. If you have any question, please drop me email on my email address. Okay, so always good to be reflect what we know about chain and understanding about the chain process. So always good to be reflect. You can reflect your end because we discussed, good few model during our last 2 lessons. So today lesson we'll discuss about how the barriers to change influence leadership decision making. Leader is always anybody who has ability to influence another. Ability to influence another is a leader. Leader in the managers is the key difference. Leaders always think long term, and managers always short vision. Yes, they just manage day to day. That's the key difference in the role wise. Huh? So leaders always influence the leader make the long term decision. Leader thinks beyond initiated or imposed change. So we'll take, the change you initiate or imposed. Yes. Decision to be preemptive or proactive. So we'll go through responsive or reactive will be based on the situation and the nature and the scope of the change. So we'll go through constructive change, barriers to resistance to change. We'll go through force field model. We'll discuss, certain organization culture, self-efficacy, perception, situational resistance, determine barriers, leadership and decision making. Doing the right thing is important when dealing with the chain. At the chain mostly affect the people. So decision should be considered with the mind. So that's all we'll go through these, the indicative content in our discussion, and there is the issue about the cultures we'll discuss as well. So cultures and cultural models. Yes, please. You can stop me if any question, or you can chat in the chat box. Huh? Okay. So first, why we need to be chained. Yes, with the passage of time, we need to be chained, because if you don't chain it, either 80 or 20, if you stop learning, you become older. So you need to be learn what is required by the environment, what is required by the culture. So that's why we use the term in the previous lesson, think globally and act locally. You can only act locally if you have a knowledge. So if your things you used to do in the UK market, maybe not meet the needs and the wants of local people in overseas market. Yes. So that's we need to be look around, please. That's we need to be look around when we'll do business abroad. So the term organization culture refer to the beliefs, values, norms, the way we live, so every country is a different culture. So ideology as well as the policies followed by the organization form its culture. So the thing that one organization, it's difficult to be other organization. When we merge, there is a 80% organization, 80+% organization fail after the mergers and acquisition, because every organization have a different culture. So in the UK, there was we have a supermarket called Morrison. In the past, they took over the Safeway store. Safeway, these stores, they were 500 stores. They only managed to convert 50 stores, supermarkets, according to the Morrison layout, according to Morrison layout. So you will see there is a cultural issue. So we need to be look around. We have to change them. Yes. So we need to, the employees must be respect their organization culture for them to deliver the level of the best, enjoy their work. Problem crop up with the individual and unable to adjust the new work culture. Sometimes is a problem. This can be demotivated and this can be reluctant to perform. So then Henry gave us this model back in 1928. Renowned professor, MIT which is Management Information Technology Institute in America, very popular, has studied extensively field of organization management. According to, so is organization don't adopt the culture in the single day, instead of inform in the due course of time. Implies go through the various changes and adopt the external environment. So why we need to be look around external environment, which is various processes we need to the gain from the past experience and start practicing every day. That's because we maybe never heard about the COVID-19 and restrictions and moving job losses and this and that. But of course, no, we are becoming, oh, yes, we are adopting the culture, because the first few months was very difficult, but with the passage of time, people are becoming used to and try to believe. The new implies, strive too hard to adjust in the new culture and enjoy the stress-free life. Artifacts, the first level of characteristic of organization, which can be easily viewed, heard, and felt by the individual, collectively known as artifact. So the dress code, maybe that's the problem. Maybe we want to be uniform to be wear. Office furniture, facilities, behavior of employees, mission, reasons of organization, and all come under the artifact and go a long way deciding the culture of workplace. Organization A, no one in our organization A is allowed to dress up casually. Implies respect their superiors and avoid unnecessary dispute. So individuals are very particular about the deadline and ensure the tasks are accomplished within the stipulated time frame. That's other. Okay, B, organization B, the employees can wear whatever they feel. Input, individual in an organization be least bothered about the work and spend maximum time and gossiping around. So the implies are three remarks and workplace. So this is two, organization A and B. We can look around in a both case. Implied in the organization via the dress, professionalism, strict follow the policies organization, and other hand the implies in B, laid back attitude and don't take the work seriously. So A follows strict professional culture, where the B follows the weak culture, where the implies don't accept the things willingly. So value, the next level according constitute organization culture, the value of implied, the value of individual working in an organization play important role deciding the organization culture. The thought, the processes, attitudes of employee have a deep impact on the culture of any particular organization. What the people actually think the matters a lot of the organization. The mindset of the individual associated with the particular organization influence the culture of our workplace. Assumed value, the third level, assumed value of the employees, which can't be measured but do make difference culture of the organization. The certain beliefs maybe they have from the past, the hidden but affect the culture of organization. In a respect of the human natures come from the third level of culture. Organization culture, organizations where the female workers dominate their male counterpart don't believe in the late sitting as a female are not very comfortable with the such kind of culture. So male implies on the other hand would be more aggressive or would not have any problem with the late sitting in the organization. So the organization follow the certain practices were not discussed often but understood on their own. So such rule is the third level of organization culture. So we have these, all we need to be understand the organization cultures according to different organization A and B can be, and we need to be changed accordingly. If we don't do it, we can't really sustain as an organization. Then one of the author is called Mackenzie 7S, very popular. He gave the, we need to be understand, if you understand the 7S, you can understand the organization culture and the change can be happen according to the external environment. First is a structure of the organization, clear role and responsibility, system, policies and procedures, style of management, staff, skills, what is required, strategy, and shared value, then is things work properly. So the McKinsey gave, and we need to be develop the strategies accordingly. A change in the element is questions to others. So all 7 element must be in line to be organization success. If they don't in line with each other, then is it difficult to be achieve the organization objective. Any question? If you have, please, you can ask. Huh? Anyone? If you have any question, you can ask.
No, go ahead, please, go ahead.
Then the change process according to the Levin gave this model. He mentioned first we need to be unfreeze existing behavior initial level relating to the quality of customer service first suppose. Yeah, we need to be unfreeze it. Then change the behavior of the attitude towards the customer. And then we need to be new behaviors, new level relating to the quality of customer service is called refreeze. So unfreeze, maybe culturally we not put the customer in the center of the every our decision. We think only we are the company providing, we are monopoly position, but no, is a culture change. There are the competition in the country, not only and the throughout the world. As a company, if we don't put the customer in the center our strategy, so we have to unfreeze our behavior, we have to change our attitude, and then we have to refreeze it. Yes. So start, operating procedures, change new pattern, and refreezing to be ensure lasting. The process of changing level the quality of the customer service comprised of unfreeze, create the initial motivation to change, convincing staff of the understandability and the present situation. The change process itself mainly concerned with identifying the new behaviors of the norm and should. And this stage often involve the new information being communicated and new attitudes, the culture and the concept, and refreezing, stabilizing the chain where the people are accepting what is happening. Yes. So that's, we need to be look around. Okay. Then we have a force field model, which is also given. So some forces are driving forces and some forces are called restraint forces. So restraint forces don't want to anxiety about the job security. Change seems less, stimulating, fear to be loss of the power of the status. So the fresh challenge in the job, improve the reward system, increase the job description, that will be driving force. So according to the force field model, you have to identify what are the restraint and what are the driving forces for the change process, and then we can implement the change process. Then one of other author is called Cotter model of change, set the following approaches of the leader to deal with the restraint, and they have to be develop their skills as a leader. They have to make the decision, participation and involvement. So this approach involve the employees and usually follows some input into the decision. So you involve the employees, you listen them, like we discussed, undercover boss, you understand the employees sentiment. Employees are more likely to be support that yes changes if you involve them. Education and communication, yes, if you keep gap between employees and yourself, maybe they don't understand, of course they not participate you, not supports you in a way. So that's why we need to be improve the communication. Facilitation and support, yes, training and counseling with the employees are training courses, and we need to be remove the anxiety of employees. Manipulation and cooperation, yes, information disseminated, yes, we need to give them information in selective, distort only the emphasis on the benefit of the chain. Yes, we need to be look around the benefit of the chain, what will be. And negotiation and agreement, that skill we need to be negotiation skill, and thus we have, then chain can be implemented effectively according to the quarter. As a leader we need to be follow. Then Rose model, this, we have, it's quite good to be watch video. If you want to read further, we can. So first stage, if you want to be positive and negative, so status 1, so maybe shock first time, when you change something, it's shock. And the Daniel, maybe the people are status conscious. Then can be anger and fear, the stage, of the change process. Disruptions can be then exploration, acceptance. With the passage of time, people acknowledge it, they have to change themselves. and rebuilding, and then we'll getting their commitment, and we'll try to be achieve the productivity. So that's, we have a stages which is given by, and these also be, well, first is a shock, Daniel, yes, disbelief, maybe frustration, depression, experimental decision, and integration. Then they involve in the change process, and they try to be give the productivity. Otherwise, they're not. So that's why we can look around, and we have to understand where the employee is coming from. Then there is other model called ADCAR, model of change. ADCAR model is quite useful as well in the change process. One is called enablement zone and engagement zone. So enable them zone, you need to be awareness. Announce the change implies well ahead of the time. That's you need to, what really we want next, years, next 12 months, we are going to opening new offices. Maybe some people need to be move around. Yes. Explain reasoning behind. Yes. All the facts and figure return on implies capital implies, or give, implies an opportunity to ask the question. Desire. Yes. Gauge, implies reactions to the chain. Identify the champions who can lead the chain. And if the implies are resistant or indifferent, or address their concern or show them how to change. Yeah, that's we need to be. Then K is the knowledge. Yes, provide the training, necessary skills required to be changed. Then abilities, schedule, practice, run. Yes, before the change is fully implemented. That's we need. You train them, you say, no, you apply, because that's engagement zone. Yes. So this is the engagement zone. Yes. So these are three is enablement zone. And reinforcement. Yes. Monitor the change over the time to ensure and fulfill your desired outcome. Use the positive feedback, reward system, recognition in the, yes, best employees of the year, or best employees salesperson. These sort of the things we need to be if we want to be changed and achieve our objective. Then said the organization is going through the bigger, you are not very pleased in the fact, you are required to be worried. What could, your managers do and say increase the your resistance? So managers can increase the resistance by failing to specify about the change, failing to explain you the change needed, not consulting, keep the people in the dark. Yes, creating the excess pressure, expecting immediate result, not dealing with the fear, anxiety, and ignoring the resistance to change. That's it. Then another thing why we need to be really changed. Always look, external factors, because, as we need to understand political, economic, social, and technological environment. Yes, then there is a model we can look around the Porter Diamond model, Michael Porter 5 forces model. Yes, because who had the bargaining power, high, low, medium. These are, other models as well, which we can look around for the change process. As a managers and leaders, we need to understand opportunities. Yes, come from the outside environment. Threats come from outside environment. So if you don't change it, so threat will be create the problem for the sustainability as an organization. The following represent opportunities and threats. Yes. Internet streaming. Yes, program for suppose is opportunity. Threat, competing form of entertainment, videos, games. Yes, is various company can do. Advertising moving to the more efficient channel. Opportunity is a high. Portable computer for suppose equivalent to RDS, MPs, depends which nature of organization. So we can look around public taste chain. That's why the thread, maybe we can't sustain as an organization. So we have to change, we have to bring the new product. Yes, when you do the chain, we have to understand the micro environment. We have to do the industrial analysis. We can look around the competitor market, and we do the forecasting. Yes, for the future. So these are different. We can look around PES. We can look around Porter Diamond model, Porter 5 forces. We can look around the conference. Yes, supply versus market, less than threat of the substitute, and the SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities. We can look around collaboration, strategic group, segment. Segment mean divide the total market into the small elements. Any question? And then we'll do the forecast for the future. Anybody, any question, please, if you have?
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, stakeholders, as we know, stakeholders mean anybody who has any interest in the business is a stakeholder. Stake means shareholders is the investor, but the stakeholders can be anyone, even the generation will come after us. So always when you want to be change something as a leader, we have to be develop the skill. We understand what the stakeholders really want. Yes, some can be influenced, some have a more powerful stakeholder and some have a less power like a union rep. Yes, union has a, maybe they can go on strike. What you will do, so we need to be keep them on board, we need to listen them. Yes, so that is a crucial. Stakeholder can broadly categorize into three: internal employees, connected shareholders, and external government. So that will help, and we need to be really manage this effectively. Okay, then we have internal stakeholder, which is mean within the company. Yes, employees, manager, directors. We have to look around their interests. We have to be protect if you want to really implement the change. These are the internal. They will act, like to be, if they're not satisfied, if your employee is not satisfied, how you expect your customer will be satisfied. So that's, other. So that's why it's a crucial. So connected stakeholders can be viewed as a contractual relationship, shareholders, customers, suppliers, and finance. So needs and expectations study, income they want, satisfaction customer want, paid promptly supplier want, finance provided ability to repay. Yes, these are all examples which we can, and we can look around different situations. External, those are outside community at large. Yes, they want especially work in the best interest of the local public. Environmental pressure, they want reduce the CO2. Government want to be get the fair taxes. Trade union active part in the decision making process. So we have to involve them to make the decision. Yes, stakeholders can be conflict. Yes, employees want more salary, shareholders want more dividend, supplier want quicker payments. Yes, you have to be really as a leader, you have to be skills, deal with all these conflict and manage. So that's why it's a subject called conflict management. Yeah, you understand what conflict they have, where they're coming from, and then you can handle them effectively. Okay, resolving the conflict. There are the various authors they suggest satisfying them, sequential attention, side payments, or exercise power. So that's, we need to be look around to be reduce the conflict. Okay, then there is the authors called Mendel's law, which we look the stakeholders power and then power and interest, that will help us to be. So we can always look around the company mission. We not really corporate governance, how the company run and control, and corporate ethics. Ethics are the moral principle. If you don't set the moral principle or the value in an organization, how you will achieve the objective as an organization. That's why we need to be make sure those things, everything is well structuralized and structurally in place. If not in place, it will create the problem as an organization, and it will be difficult for us to be. Okay, other when we as a leader, we have to be identify the risk, and you need to be good risk management policies in place. So you should have a skill, risk identification, risk assessment, risk planning, and risk monitoring. Yes, list all the potential risks. Prioritize which is a high risk. Risk avoidance strategies you need to be. Risk audit you carry on doing. Audit means checking the accuracy. Yes, where the risk you want to be maximized. Like risk, there can be cash shortage. Yes, so you make sure you arrangement in place. SBUs we discussed in the previous lesson as well, strategic business unit. If you want to be change something, you can look around each strategic business unit. You look around the external, internal environment, and then, look around the whole the stakeholders. You communicate the strategy, each, you can make the product or the SBU strategies accordingly. Okay, these are all the model is useful as a leadership style. You look around the routine structures, you look symbols because that represent the cultural web. There is a model we can look around, which we discussed in the previous. Power of change. Do we have change management process because need to be managed? and it's need to be continued, not a transformational, just, so intended strategies, unrelated strategies, deliberately strategies, related strategies, impose opportunities, opportunistic strategies. Yeah, when we have opportunity, we should avail it. For extra reading, please, I copied the link for you. Please, you can do in your time. Is really good to go through the background reading for enhance your understanding. Yes, when you do the strategic planning, set your missions, objective. If you want change, you do appraisal, internal, external, pest, and SWOT. You can use even other model, ported five forces, ported generic, ported diamond models. We can look around and generate, strategic options, strategic choices, plan, implement, and review your control. That's, we need to. Yes, I include the link for the video as well. Please, it's good to watch, and that will also help us to be. I included extra chain management slides, so we can go through. If we want to copy, just copy and paste links, please. That's also help us all the relevant reference. And if you have any question, please drop me email on my email address, anjum@ukversity.co.uk. Hope so speak you all during our next lesson. If you have a question, please, you can ask before we'll finish lesson. Any question?
No, it's okay.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Adil, and I'll speak you next week. If any question, you can ask.
No, thanks so much. Thank you. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.